right, we're here with Nice Horse. First names again?
Katie and Brandy.
KB, all right, BK, all right, Brandy and Katie, I got you, all right. So, Nice Horse, all right, it's not on my list of questions, but I got to ask right out of the cannon, like, how'd you come up with that name, Nice Horse?
Well, have you ever seen a horse and not said, look at that, that's a nice horse?
That's a nice horse.
Yeah.
That's a nice horse.
That's what people say about us too.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice
nice horse.
horses.
Yeah, okay, that could go 100 different ways. And banjo and bass, I saw. So who's banjo?
I play the banjo.
And how long you been playing banjo?
Not that long, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I learned it we started this band about 8 years ago, and Brandy and I were just, writing songs. Everything was coming out country. We grew up on country music. And after a couple Mai Tais, 'cause we were in Hawaii when this happened, I was like, I should play the banjo for this. And then she held me to it. So then I had to learn how to play it.
She likes to make it sound like I held her to it, like I made her. The girl offered to play banjo, and to her credit, she's done such an amazing job. I think that's like the mark of a really great musician, right? If you're like, Katie's already a very accomplished acoustic player and a great vocalist, and so, she's like, look, I'm just gonna pick up the banjo, and guess what? She did. So,
oh, yeah. A hot woman playing banjo in Nashville, you'll never be out of work.
Perfect.
Everyone will hire you. Oh my gosh.
Sign me up.
But you won't need to because you're going to be so awesome. And bass play. You play the bass?
I'm a bass player, yes.
Now, how did you start playing bass? You don't see that a whole lot either.
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny. I started, I was a band nerd in school. So when I started playing bass, I was in grade 7, and I wanted to be in the jazz band. And at the time, I was a French horn player. And they're like, well, we don't have French horns in the jazz band. And I was like, well, what can I play then? They're like, we don't have a bass player. And I'm like, cool, that's what I am now. And that's what I've been ever since.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So then I guess the rest of the band is it all women in the band or guys or what? Who makes up the rest of the band?
It's just, so we're the duo. So it's the two of us, and then we have, it's rotating
musicians.
players.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Canada, tell me a little bit about Canada. Oh, Canada.
Well, it's a giant country, second largest country in the world.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I live in Vancouver, and Brandy lives in Calgary.
Yeah. So which is actually it's about a 13-hour drive away from each other. But an hour flight because it's where we've got the Rocky Mountains separating us. But we've always made it work. I always think people think it's really funny that we don't even live in the same province, and we're a duo. But we make it work. And
how did you meet then? I mean, if they got the mountains between you, how did this come together?
Yeah, we met because I'm originally from Alberta, where Brandy lives now, and so I was there playing a show. I was doing an acoustic just solo project at the time, and I was playing a show, and I did one of those morning television shows to promote it.
And I happened to be watching that morning television show, and I was like, oh, she looks like she's really nice. She's got great music. I'm gonna go down and watch her show tonight.
Yep, and so she came down and watched my show, and then just came up to me afterwards and said, hey, I'm Brandy. I'm also a singer-songwriter. I think we should be friends. And I said, that sounds great. And we've been friends ever since. And I was living in Vancouver. She was living in Calgary, but she moved to Vancouver for a couple years. Okay. So she'd moved to Calgary moved to Vancouver shortly after we met. Yeah. And we just started getting together once a week, and we would talk about just the different ways we were gonna take over the music industry, but separate, with her separate project and my separate project. It didn't dawn on us for close to 10 years that we should be in a band together.
Yeah.
Wow, that was my next question. How long ago was all that?
Yeah, that was probably
it would have been in, I think, 2009, 2010.
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
around
we've
that.
known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You must have been 5 and 6 when you met.
Yeah, exactly.
We were.
All right.
Yeah, starting our music careers,
I
just out on the road.
Yeah.
Driving the van around Canada. We start pretty young, working pretty young there,
Yes, I can dig it. What about the, looks like you have 11 albums on your website?
Well, we have, a lot of those are singles. So we actually, the thing that's really exciting for us this year is that we released our second album, full album. And it's the first one we've released since we started as a band. It's our second one that we've released since we started as a band. And so it's been a long time, and it was a real labor of love, this record that we released in April, because it took us 4 years to make. Yeah, and it was, we had a lot of heartbreak through it, a lot of trials and tribulations, getting it done, finding the right people to make it with us, and finding the people who respected what we wanted to do in our voice and our sound as artists. And when we found that, with a producer, his name is Murray Pulver, and he's Canadian. He lived down here for a lot of years, but he was he produces all the Bros Landreth records, and he's absolutely and he's an absolute force, and he really was the perfect person to do this record with us, and we're so happy that he did.
And he's based in Canada.
In Winnipeg.
In Winnipeg.
Yeah, you're getting the entire Canadian geography.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. I know over on that side there's French and English Canadians.
Yeah.
Over here there's then Calgary's right in the middle. Of all that country.
Exactly.
In fact, when I had my cover band back in Vegas, I had a convention call from some ladies that were at the. It was during the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah.
They were in Vegas, so 200 of them on a convention.
Yeah.
And they wanted a band that would do country.
Oh my
because
gosh.
they weren't being able to
They
be
were
home
at
at
the
their Calgary.
Stampede.
So we did a small Stampede
I
version for them
love
here.
it.
Oh my God.
It was fun. Yeah,
That's
the Mandalay
awesome.
Bay in Vegas back in the day.
Fun.
Okay, let's see. Latest song you have dropped.
Yeah, so we've got one that's actually just coming out. It'll be hidden radio. It's out now, but it'll be on radio. It's a song called Running Out of Reasons. And and we just shot a music video for it too down in Arizona in Scottsdale. Wow. And we're really excited about this. I think it's something that's been it's a special song for us. It feels really good, and we've got this music video that we're really proud of. And
Once you see the music video, you'll see why we're called Nice Horse.
yeah, it's true. There's a few nice horses in it, not just us.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's called, the song is
Running Out of Reasons.
Running Out of Reasons. Tell me what's the message there?
I mean, we often say it's for those late night scrollers who are really trying not to call somebody, and eventually you find yourself running out of reasons not to make that call.
Oh,
Anybody
really?
with really poor impulse control,
Yeah.
essentially, which Katie and I
We're
both.
Yeah.
So like 2 a.m. and
I've sent a few regrettable text messages at 2 a.m.
You probably sent a few of them this week.
2 a.m. text, yeah. Oh my gosh. I sent a few this week. Do you write all your own music?
We do, yeah. That's one of the reasons we've been coming down to Nashville so much. There's so many amazing writers down here, and so when we started this band, we were already songwriters, but we knew that we wanted to get better and better at it. And I mean, the best songwriters all are here, and we've learned so much from them. And our material, I think, continues to get better and better as a result of the amount of writing we do, and I think who we write with. Yeah.
We've always been as committed to the craft of songwriting as we have to being artists. They've always been equally as important.
If you ever need a co-write.
Ah,
let me know.
perfect.
I'll give you my card. I love that. How did you two came together? We talked about that. What was your favorite show that you guys have done together in Canada? Looking back.
I think one of the most
memorable.
So there's a couple, and I think one of the very first tours we did was opening for Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Oh yeah.
And we absolutely love them, and to the just like period getting to open for them was such an honor.
Yeah.
But getting to meet them, and this is really special when you get to meet, like, sometimes they say don't meet your idols, right? Because they sometimes disappoint you. That is a perfect example of a group of people who just did not disappoint. They're absolutely the warmest, loveliest humans.
Wow.
And so much so that Jeff, when we first met him, he was like, it's so nice to meet you. And almost the first thing out of my mouth and Katie's mouth was, it's so nice to meet you. We love your wife, who is Matresa Berg, who wrote Strawberry Wine and had her own great career of her own, and like numerous other hit songs.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you want to FaceTime with her?
Yeah, we're like, yes.
We're like, yes. And from then, like, we have a song on this, a cut on this new record is a song we wrote with Matresa. Like all of that just from their kindness. Like it ended up with one of the songs we love the most on the record.
Wow. What's it called?
Till I Do.
Till I Do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I noticed Nice Horse.
Yeah, I told
Right
you.
there.
Yeah, Nice Horse. Nice Horse.
Nice
Yeah,
horse
we
shoe.
got
All right, come on.
Big horse lovers. We're horse girls.
I love it. Inspirations. Who were your inspirations when you got started?
I can tell you that my inspiration was apparently in this building about 2 hours ago, and I didn't know it. Dolly Parton.
No way.
She was playing, and I walked in, and somebody was like, oh yeah, Dolly was just here. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, she was on stage at 10:45. She was playing on stage at 10:45 in the morning in Nashville on a Thursday, and I missed it.
Yes.
And I love her so much, and I don't think I'll ever get over that.
She's a legend and a
Oh my
champ.
God.
She's a hard worker, workaholic,
Oh my
and a
gosh.
legend.
Yeah,
And
absolutely amazing.
She makes it look effortless.
Oh my gosh.
She comes out on stage like, I just back there having fun.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, she's such an inspiration because she's so many things. Exactly what you said, like smart businesswoman, amazing singer, amazing player. Like she's an amazing, like stands up for women and stands up for so many great things. Like I just, there's not
amazing
enough.
writer.
Like she's everything.
fun,
I think
and
fun.
and powerful.
Yeah,
Yes.
philanthropist, like absolute,
Education, music education stuff. You know, like she does so much. She's amazing.
She's a great role model.
Absolutely, yeah.
How about you?
So I mean, I was in love with the Judds growing up.
Okay.
I loved Reba. Like all of the storytelling of Reba's songs it's so amazing. But the true number one for me inspiration is Shania Twain.
Shania.
Shania, good Canadian girl. Oh man, I wanted to be Shania. I thought she was so incredible. She really spoke to me when I was a young girl, and like she really impacted me. It's one of the biggest reasons I'm a
And
musician.
she's from what part of Canada?
She's from Timmins, Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah, so
Which
the
is,
other side.
east side.
The part where you were saying the English and the French are over
east side.
here.
Over there.
Yeah, over there.
We'll get through every province by the time this
Yeah.
is done.
You're West Coast.
Yeah.
And what are you, Central or?
I'm like Central West.
All
Like
right.
people in Canada
Still
would
West.
still call me the West. We're
Yeah.
like the Wild West.
They're the Wild West.
And
Yeah.
Wild West
she's the
girl.
Pacific West. I'm the Wild West.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
How often do you get to the USA? I know you said something earlier about coming down here once a
Yeah,
month.
we're down here about once a month. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We love it.
I'm based in Vegas. We have my Vegas, my Nashville, and my Austin magazines. And
That's so
we're
great.
opening up my Tampa, and we'll probably put you guys a story in a couple of them.
That would be
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Get
Thank
the
you.
word out. But I come here, once a month too. I
That's
go back
awesome.
and forth.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Love Nashville.
Yeah, it's so great. You know what though? I love Vegas too. My parents lived there for 15 years and I
Okay.
loved it.
Yeah, it's a mega city now. It's like
Yeah.
LA 2.0.
Yeah, it's but I love that you can be really not that far off the strip, and then again there's horse stables and like all that stuff. Like it's
But we're
actually
losing the Cowboys. They're moving out.
Yeah.
All the EDM stuff is moving in.
I was gonna say,
So-
there's a lot of artists
Well,
moving in.
Yeah,
Is what
yeah.
we hear.
Well, they hit the strip. Yeah, Luke's there. You
Yeah,
know, and,
yeah.
and all of them.
Yeah.
But Vegas will always be Vegas. But
Yeah.
it just keeps getting bigger.
It's
Yeah.
got
It's
it's
so
got
big.
my heart though. It's one of my favorite places. I truly love it there.
A lot of neon.
Yeah.
They're like sister cities with the neon.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I love Austin. Austin was the first place I ever played as an artist in the U.S.
Oh, there you go.
At
wow.
South by Southwest. That was like before Nice Horse. Yeah,
Yeah, Austin's very cool. Yeah.
so cool.
Love Austin. Okay, what else? Let's see. Touring this year. Anything coming up? You got a tour plan?
Yeah, we've got our big. I mean, it basically kicks off here with playing CMA Fest, and then it's all the summer festivals in Canada. That's such a big thing. There's so many country festivals.
We only get like 3 months to have
Yeah.
festivals because it's snowing
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
But we literally go coast to coast. Like you want to keep talking about provinces, and we play from Prince Edward Island, Cavendish Beach Music Festival is
all the
one
way
on-
east.
all the way east, and then we also play Sunfest on Vancouver Island, which is
All
as
the way west.
far west as you can
Yeah.
get. So
Country's big in Canada.
it is
Huge.
Huge,
It's
right?
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially where we grew up. Like we grew up, like Katie was born in Alberta, which is the province I live in now, and here we're going to add another province into the discussion, Saskatchewan, which is more central. We were like that's where I was born and raised, and so we grew up in like the heart of the Canadian prairies, and like on farms. Like both of us grew up on cattle farms, and so we really like that was country. What country music was the soundtrack to our childhoods.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where do you stay when you're down in Nashville?
We have a friend who we've been dog sitting for years.
Okay.
So we hit him up, or he hits us up, and he's like, I gotta go somewhere, and we're like, great, we'll come down and look after your dog.
We literally met him the first day of the first trip we came down here, and we're like, we don't know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna come down here once a month for 2 years. We don't know how.
Right
I don't know
on.
how we're gonna afford it.
Keep my
and we
number.
met him that first
I've
day.
got a house here. It's a musician's house, and I'm not here half the time.
Oh, amazing!
Oh my
So,
gosh,
I don't
thank you.
rent it out. I just
to
loan it out.
musicians.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
that's
Keep my
very
number.
kind of you.
Yeah, I love musicians and everything they stand for.
Our next thing is in 3 minutes.
Oh,
And
is it?
that's it.
Okay.
Last one is what's the next big thing for New Horse?
For Nice Horse?
For Nice Horse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice Horse.
we've got this record out, and we've got this song coming out, and we're really, we're just feeling really excited about this new music and what it's gonna do. So it'll be hitting the road and supporting this record, and then by the fall we know we'll be back in the studio recording more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, ladies.
Awesome.
So fun.
Thank
Yay.
you.